Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a role that's, well, it's not just emerging anymore. It feels absolutely critical in the modern enterprise. The Chief AI Officer, the CAIO. As artificial intelligence reshapes, pretty much every industry imaginable, the big question we're wrestling with is, what does it truly mean to lead AI at scale? Effectively, responsibly, and with real impact.
It's a fascinating evolution, isn't it? Our sources, they make it really clear that the CIO isn't some kind of futuristic luxury anymore. In 2025, it's being presented as a strategic imperative.
A strategic imperative, yeah.
And this role, it isn't just about deploying the latest, coolest tech. It's profoundly about shaping a company's future, its relevance, its resilience in this AI-first world we're entering.
Absolutely. So for this particular deep dive, we've honed in on a really insightful source, CAIOz.com. They actually position themselves as the global playbook for chief AI officers.
That's quite a claim.
It is. And what grabbed our attention right away is their belief that CAIOs are, well, much more than just tech evangelists. They describe them as visionary strategists, ethical guardians, innovation architects, and transformation enablers. Quite a list.
It certainly is.
So our mission today is basically to extract the core strategies, the functions that define this expanding role. And just as importantly, to understand how CAIOz.com is setting out to serve this really critical leadership position.
Yeah, they seem to be offering a pretty comprehensive framework. It's designed, it looks like, to guide leaders through that often complex maze of adopting AI at enterprise level. It's about building a solid foundation, seems like.
Right. And to really get the essence of what CAIOz.com is all about, let's actually hear directly how they introduce themselves. We found their intro quite revealing. Okay, here it is. Welcome to CAIOz, the global voice of chief AI officers, your ultimate destination for AI strategy, innovation, and leadership. We host global minds, CAIOs, AI architects, data scientists, and CXOs, decoding how to lead with AI at scale. Weekly podcasts, expert interviews, AI use cases, hot seats, Agentic AI, RAG, MLOps, ethics, and more. Thought leadership strategy and AI playbooks. Topics: CIO Playbook, GenAI strategy, autonomous agents, AI in banking, healthcare, telecom, staffing, hospitality. Get actionable insights, real-world frameworks, and future-ready ideas to shape your enterprise AI roadmap. Trusted by leaders across the U.S., India, UK, Middle East, and SCA. Subscribe for power-packed episodes and elevate your AI journey. Visit CAIOz.com, #CAIOz, #Chief AI Officer, #GenAI, #AI Leadership, #AI Playbook, #Enterprise AI. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. That intro alone tells you a lot about the sheer breadth of their focus, doesn't it?
It really does.
Clearly not just about one person or one specific title.
No, absolutely not. What jumps out at me straight away is how wide their intended audience is. It goes way beyond just the chief AI officer. They explicitly mention serving, chief AI officers, yes, but also AI architects, data scientists, machine learning engineers, business analysts, AI product managers, LLM engineers,
right?
Even CXOs.
Right, the whole ecosystem.
Exactly. That tells us they understand that leading with AI at scale isn't some solo performance by one executive. It takes a whole range of skilled people across the entire organization for it to actually work. You need this ecosystem of AI fluent leaders and practitioners from the top floor right down to the dev teams.
That makes perfect sense. And the core article from CAIOz.com, the one they call the cornerstone of their CAIO Playbook series, it really lays out what this ecosystem needs to do. It starts by defining the CIO as the executive catalyst, the one responsible for bridging that gap between the cutting-edge AI tech and, actual business goals.
Translating data science into impact.
Right. Translating complex data science into real-world measurable impact and driving responsible AI adoption everywhere. Plus, they're tasked with governing AI use across all departments, all geographies, ensuring consistency, compliance. It's a big job.
So it's like being a technical maestro who gets the nuts and bolts of AI models and a boardroom influencer who can talk value, manage risk, navigate all those tricky stakeholder expectations all at the same time.
That duality seems key.
It's absolutely crucial. The CIO isn't just heading up tech. They're orchestrating the whole enterprise AI strategy, making sure it lines up with the company's long-term vision, its risk appetite, what investors expect, what regulators demand. It's a real high-wire act. Needs deep tech knowledge and sharp business sense. That blend hasn't always been common in leadership.
Yeah, you can see why. AI, just for the sake of AI or, building cool tech that doesn't actually move the needle, that won't fly in the boardroom or on the balance sheet.
Not for long, anyway.
And the source, CAIOz.com, it breaks down the CIO's key functions into 7 essential strategies. The first one, maybe the most fundamental, is align AI with business outcomes. They specifically recommend using SMART goals for this. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound.
Right, and that immediately brings up a question. Why SMART goals? Well, it's because AI isn't just some isolated experiment, It can't just be a tech initiative off in its own little world. It has to connect directly to tangible, measurable business value.
Tangible value, yeah.
And CAIOz.com gives some great concrete examples, like deploying a fraud detection LLM, that's a large language model, to cut financial risk by 20% in 6 months.
Okay, very specific.
Exactly. Or improving customer churn prediction by 25% using a model trained on CRM data. The pro tip they give is powerful and honestly often missed. Every model, every data set, every AI experiment has to clearly link back to at least one strategic business objective.
That ensures AI isn't just innovative,
but actually impactful.
right?
The biggest trap here is pouring money into AI projects that, well, just don't have a clear path to ROI.
That distinction is so critical. Okay, so once you know what you're trying to achieve, how do you get the whole organization pulling in the same direction? That takes us to the second strategy. Build cross-functional AI collaboration. This really hits home that AI cannot be the job of just one department.
Precisely. A CIO has to actively build an ecosystem of collaboration across different disciplines. You need engineering, operations, marketing, finance, legal, HR. Everyone needs to be working together, speaking a kind of common language about AI.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, definitely. But they suggest best practices like forming an AI council or an AI center of excellence, sort of a central hub for strategy and standards. Also, organizing cross-functional workshops to brainstorm real use cases. Even shadowing programs so AI teams actually understand what business units need and how they work.
Getting them out of the lab, so to speak.
Exactly. And the result of all this cross-pollination, you get better use cases, much higher adoption rates because people feel some ownership, and ultimately you get scalable enterprise-wide results. It actively breaks down those, stubborn organizational silos that kill innovation.
Breaking down silos.
Yeah.
Always a challenge, but yeah, essential for AI to really take root.
Yeah.
So once you have that collaboration cooking, how do you actually build and deploy solutions quickly? That brings us to point 3. Implementing agile AI delivery. The source is pretty blunt. Gone are the days of waterfall AI.
Yep. Today's CAIOs, they need agile delivery models. They need to prototype, deploy, and iterate on AI solutions fast.
Why the rush?
Well, because AI models learn and change so quickly, right? And the business environment shifts constantly, too. You can't just build an AI model once, like traditional software, and say, job done. It needs continuous attention. So they recommend methods like Agile, obviously, with short sprints, maybe 2 weeks for rapid model delivery. Using Scrum, but with data scientists right there as core contributors in the sprint. And robust MLOps pipelines, machine learning operations. It's like DevOps, but specifically for AI models.
Automating the whole life cycle.
Exactly. Data prep, deployment, monitoring, keeping things efficient and reliable. The equation they offer is simple. Agility equals speed plus learning plus ROI. This iterative approach means you get early feedback, you can make quick improvements, and this is crucial, you can fail forward. Learn fast from what doesn't work. That's indispensable in AI.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Fast learning cycles are absolutely key. But okay, it's not enough to just push models out quickly. You have to show they're actually working, that they're adding value, right? Which brings us neatly to strategy 4. Define and track business-centric AI KPIs.
Exactly. Success isn't just, how accurate the model is in a lab. It must reflect AI's tangible impact on the business itself.
Like what? What kind of KPIs are we talking about?
Well, CAIOz.com gives clear examples. Tracking time saved per process because of automation, calculating cost savings from predictive models, measuring revenue increases from AI-powered personalization, or maybe monitoring how many customer service tasks are deflected by AI chatbots.
Things the CFO can understand.
Precisely. These business-centric key performance indicators are vital. They make it so much easier to communicate success to non-technical execs and, crucially, to investors. It connects the technical work directly to financial and operational wins, makes the value undeniable.
Okay, undeniable value. Got it. Now, shifting gears slightly to maybe one of the hottest topics around AI these days, the ethics, the societal impact. This leads directly to their 5th strategy. Lead with AI governance and ethical standards. They call a strong AI governance framework non-negotiable in 2025.
And, for very good reason, wouldn't you say? The CIO absolutely must lead the charge in developing policies, frameworks, ensuring fairness, explainability, data privacy, full regulatory compliance across all AI initiatives.
So what does that look like in practice?
Well, essential elements include things like regular bias detection audits, making sure models aren't reflecting or even amplifying existing societal biases. Using explainable AI or XAI models where you actually understand why an AI made a certain decision, that's huge.
The black box problem.
Exactly,
Right.
tackling that. Also, implementing strict role-based access to sensitive data, maintaining really comprehensive audit trails and compliance logs. And this isn't just about, avoiding lawsuits or looking good. The source says it plainly. Ethical AI is not just good PR, it's a competitive advantage.
Interesting. How so?
Because it builds trust. Trust with customers, trust with employees, trust with regulators. And that trust is absolutely vital for sustainable, long-term AI adoption and innovation. It's really the bedrock of resilience.
Ethical AI as a competitive advantage. That's a powerful way to frame it, not just a compliance checkbox.
Okay.
Okay, next they move towards the people side of things. Enable organizational AI readiness and talent development. It sounds like it's not just about hiring data scientists, but making sure everyone gets AI to some degree.
Precisely. To really make AI work across the whole company, the CIO has to take ownership of upskilling and reskilling the entire workforce, not just the tech teams. AI fluency, it shouldn't be locked away with just the people building the models.
So how do you do that? An internal university?
Yeah, things like creating an internal AI academy with courses tailored to different roles, conducting executive boot camps on AI strategy for the senior leaders so they get it too, establishing AI onboarding tracks for all new hires, no matter their role, and actively encouraging cross-training, maybe getting data science teams and business units to learn from each other.
Creating a common language again.
Exactly. The goal here is a self-sustaining AI culture where innovation just happens organically across all levels. It's about democratizing AI knowledge, making everyone feel part of the AI shift.
Okay, and finally, the seventh strategy takes us right to the cutting edge. Embrace emerging technologies. GenAI, RA, Agentic AI. AI is moving so incredibly fast, you basically have to run just to stay in place, it feels like.
You really do. Modern CAIOs have to constantly keep an eye on and evaluate the newest frontiers. So, generative AI, GenAI for automating content, design, code, marketing. We're seeing that everywhere. RIG systems, that's retrieval augmented generation. It's a technique that helps AI models give really accurate, up-to-date answers because they first retrieve info from a specific knowledge base, like all your company's internal docs, before they generate the response. Super useful.
Grounding the AI in fact.
Exactly. And then there's agentic AI. This is what powers those truly autonomous workflows using intelligent agents that can kind of direct themselves. The source, CAIOz.com, is very direct here. It says, these are not mere trends, they're the foundational building blocks of AI 2.0. Basically ignore them and your organization will fall behind.
Wow. So it really boils down to the chief AI officer being maybe the single most critical role in defining a company's future, its relevance, its resilience. They're right at the sharp end of this massive AI-first transformation.
Absolutely. And by adopting this kind of robust CIO playbook, one that's really rooted in clear strategy, strong governance, agile execution, and constant innovation, companies can drive results that genuinely reshape industries, influence boardrooms, inspire future leaders. It's about being proactive in this incredibly dynamic space, not just reacting when problems pop up. It's about foresight, strategic intent.
And just to remind everyone, this whole deep dive, it was based on what CAIOz.com calls the cornerstone of the CAIO Playbook series.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear they're positioning themselves as the definitive, go-to resource for anyone trying to navigate this complex AI landscape.
Yeah, CAIOz.com really comes across as a definitive library. It's designed for AI leaders grappling with scale, with ethics, with transformation. They're offering these future-ready playbooks, thought leadership pieces, exclusive AI insights. It looks like a comprehensive knowledge hub for anyone wanting to truly lead with AI, not just, implement some tools.
So if you listening are a chief AI officer, or maybe an AI architect, a data scientist, a machine learning engineer, business analyst, AI product manager, even an LLM engineer, this site, CAIOz.com, is designed specifically with you in mind. They've got resources like the CAIO Guide for Building Powerful Agentic AI Workforces for Enterprise in 2025. That's a hot one. And the 10 Commandments of Ethical AI in 2025. Also incredibly relevant right now, especially with how fast things are moving.
Absolutely critical topics.
So you can visit CAIOz.com to check out these playbooks, the trending news they cover, and all the other resources they've got to help you, as they say, elevate your AI journey.
This brings up an important final question for you, the listener, to think about. Considering how fast AI is evolving, how might the principles we've discussed from a robust CIIO playbook, particularly those around ethical AI and talent development, how might they reshape your role or maybe your organization in the next, say, 12 to 18 months, even if you don't have a dedicated chief AI officer right now?
Ooh, that's a fantastic thought to leave people with. Really think about how these strategies for leading AI could apply broadly. How you could drive AI success within your own sphere of influence, whatever your title is. Because, honestly, whether your company has a formal CAIO or not, the principles for leading effectively with AI, they're becoming pretty universal, aren't they?
They really are.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful. We'll see you on the next one.